Have you ever witnessed someone underestimated simply because of their job? How often do we dismiss the people around us without knowing the stories they carry or the power they hold? What if I told you the cleaning lady everyone mocked at a prestigious company ended up holding the future of its most powerful executives in her hands? Stick around, because this is one story you won't forget. This story isn't just about corporate power plays or hidden secrets. It's about how resilience and determination can completely flip the script, even in the most unexpected places. By the end, you might just rethink how you treat the people who seem invisible in your day-to-day life. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment with your thoughts. Now let's dive in. It was another busy Monday morning at Taylor & Co., a high-profitable corporate firm known for its cutting-edge innovation and competitive atmosphere. The office buzzed with activity. Executives rushed to meetings, phones rang incessantly, and deals worth millions were negotiated in glass-walled boardrooms. But while everyone else was consumed by the race for power and profit, one figure moved silently through the chaos. She was dressed in a simple uniform, her hands wrapped around the handle of a mop. Her name was Deborah Johnson, a black cleaning lady who had worked in the building for over 15 years. Deborah was no stranger to the side glances, snide remarks, and outright dismissive attitudes she received from the staff. To them, she was invisible, a nobody. But what they didn't know was that Deborah saw everything. From whispered conversations in the break room to the heated arguments behind closed doors, nothing escaped her sharp eyes and ears. At the top of the corporate food chain sat Mark Simmons, the CEO of Taylor & Co. Mark was the embodiment of arrogance, a man who believed his wealth and position put him above everyone else. He was known for his flashy suits, expensive cars, and ruthless decision-making. To Mark, people like Deborah were beneath notice. But Deborah wasn't just cleaning up after the messes in the office. Over the years, she had carefully observed the inner workings of the company. She knew who was loyal, who was corrupt, and, most importantly, she had overheard conversations about Mark's unethical dealings. From financial fraud to workplace harassment, Mark had a trail of skeletons hidden in his closet. And Deborah, she kept those secrets tucked away in the back of her mind, for now. One day, Mark's arrogance reached a boiling point. During a high-stakes board meeting, he berated an employee so harshly that the entire office fell silent. Deborah, who was cleaning nearby, couldn't help but overhear. Mark turned to her with a sneer and said, "Maybe if you work hard enough, you can clean the boardroom someday." Laughter erupted from the executives, their mockery echoing in the halls. Deborah didn't say a word. She simply looked at him with a calm expression and went back to her work. But inside, something had shifted. That moment became a turning point, not just for Deborah, but for the entire company. What no one realized was that Deborah had been quietly building a case against Mark for years. She had documents, recordings, and witness accounts that exposed the depths of his corruption. And she wasn't alone. Through her kindness and genuine interest in people, Deborah had earned the trust of many employees, including those who had been wronged by Mark. When the time was right, Deborah reached out to a trusted lawyer and shared everything she had. Together, they built an airtight case that would bring the truth to light. The day of reckoning arrived sooner than anyone expected. During a routine shareholder meeting, a surprise announcement was made. Mark Simmons was being investigated for multiple allegations, including fraud and harassment. The evidence was damning, and the board had no choice but to remove him as CEO. As Mark was escorted out of the building, he locked eyes with Deborah. For the first time, the confident, untouchable CEO looked genuinely afraid. Deborah simply nodded, her quiet dignity speaking volumes. But the story doesn't end there. In the aftermath of Mark's downfall, the board recognized Deborah's contributions not just as a whistleblower, but as someone who truly understood the heart of the company. They offered her a leadership role in their Diversity and Ethics Committee, a position that would allow her to ensure the company never made the same mistakes again. And Deborah? She accepted with grace, proving once again that strength and integrity will always triumph over arrogance and greed. So, the next time you find yourself underestimating someone because of their job, remember Deborah's story. True power doesn't come from titles or wealth. It comes from character, determination, and the courage to stand up for what's right. What do you think of this incredible story? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that inspire, challenge, and remind us of the power of resilience. Until next time, remember, every act of kindness and respect can change a life, and maybe even the world.